It's fairly straightforward to remove the throttle body. You might want to do that just to get to the valves, because if you fold up this flap you still have a little bit of a wrestling match to do to get the valve cover out from this space, and I don't want to do that. Plus the flap collects dirt. I don't want to drop dirt into the engine. I also don't want to drop dirt into the throttle body. So I'll show you how this one removes. It's really straightforward, but a little tight here and there. Let me just take my watch off. First off, you need to disconnect your spark plugs, which are through the flap, through these holes. 1, 2, 3 and 4. 4 of these flaps, 4 of these spark plugs. Just pinch it like so and pull it back. So that's the first 4 on this side, and you also have a vacuum hose that disconnects from there, so just disconnect it. The other 4 are here, the orange ones. Here is 1, 2, 3 and 4. You need to pinch it and remove it. That way I have taken it out. You also have to disconnect the fuel hose, which is resting there, and I'll get you a close-up in a sec. And I have also taken a couple of these vacuum hoses that connect the underside of the gas tank, and they are usually in this space here. I have just pulled them out on this side, and they go further down here, and I just got rid of them so that they are not cluttering my space here. What you need for this job is this tool. Take a look. Okay, this is a 1/4 inch ratchet extension, a universal joint there for 1/4 inch, and a 3mm there, a 3mm hex key there. There we go. You need to loosen a couple of these hose clamps with this 3mm wrench. There we go. Then these hold the underside of the throttle body and the rubber boot tight around the engine block. I have obviously taken this one apart already, and I'll show you where this one, where the tool comes in handy. But once you've disconnected these 4 orange pieces here, oh yeah, the fuel will leak out because there's pressurized fuel inside these rails. So this throttle body then just lifts out just like so. This is also kind of part of the harness. This was your thermometer from the top of the airbox. And you also need to fish out this part, which is normally wrapped around one of the hoses, the water pump hoses there further down. So you have to find it and fish it out from next to the frame on the inside. This little cable, when you twist it, it adjusts. Let me just get you closer, and like so. This is your throttle assembly. When I crank on the throttle, that's what happens, and when you twist this, you adjust idle. You can see that from this threaded part, the end of this cable is extending ever so slowly, but there you can see movement and extension. There, I'm going to put it back to factory setting. It was somewhere there. There, the idle should be typically, I don't know, I haven't looked this model up, but it's around 1200, 1250, 1150, something like that. That's 1150 RPMs or 1200 RPMs. So there's your, oops, there's some little spill for a spill of gas. It keeps coming out. So there's your throttle body, the whole thing, and just and just rest it on the side here. On the underside, this is what you see. Here are your vacuum lines, and those are your butterfly valves. When you turn the throttle, this is what happens. It moves here, it moves there. You've got another idle adjustment bolt right about here. And there you're looking at it, that little thing. It's just like the previous one. It works much the same way. Just get close enough. And there you've got the idea. There, another idle adjustment. Okay. I don't have any more specifics on that one as is. And you can see where the fuel is being injected into the engine. There, it looks like a super mini shower head. Let's see if I can get a really good shot at this. There, this little thing further down, if I can get it steady or get some good light on it. Yeah, that's about it. There you can see the little holes, 4 tiny holes on the lower side and 4 tiny holes on the upper side. So there's your shower head that's injecting and spraying fuel here into the throttle body, and the fuel ports move a little bit here where the sensors are plugged in with this part of the wiring harness that was disconnected before. This is just a foam here somehow, and I think I'm gonna clean the butterfly valves. You can see some dirt on them there. That's just dirt. And okay, so this is the underside of it. In normal operation, the engine is going brrr, something like that. So this is always down facing the engine. This is not dirt that I dropped into the engine previously. This cannot possibly be, because they face the engine, not the outside air. Plus you have a secondary butterfly valve here, which I'm just going to move a little bit. There, the computer moves this one for you, butterfly valves. Okay, and you have your throttle body, throttle position sensors here. Whatever you do, don't touch them. They are meticulously aligned. Don't touch them, and if you ever want to touch them, don't touch them. Okay, I think we've got that one covered. And I also have some dirt accumulating where the rubber and this cast aluminum throttle body meet. I'll show you what rubber, the rubber that was clamping this connection here. So that's all about the throttle body. So it's just going to be dangling here on this side. Yay, so let's see what lives under this flap here. And just fold it up. And oh, you also have to disconnect 2 more little things. These, one of them is a big square block, and the other one is a smaller square block. Alright. Anything else you don't need to touch. And what I have here is I zip-locked over the throttle body because I don't want pollen, flower particles, spiders and unknown life forms in my engine. I'm gonna pull off one of them. How about this one? And we'll take a look in a sec. I'm just gonna get the other ziplock out of the way. There, it's gonna be a handheld shot, one hand, so just bear with me. Thereabouts. Okay, what do we have here? This is what you see. I have cleaned this rubber up. It was dirty. And what you do see on the side of it is one little bump, one little tab. This is where this ring goes and is kept in place. There, you get the idea. When this one is opened up to normal size, this ring sits in here and cannot rotate. That's important because you can only get to these rings from from some special angles. I'll show you in a sec. And when you remove the cam cover, because now the cam cover can be relatively easily removed, this whole cam cover, for checking my valves, which I'm gonna do. I also have this one in the way somewhat, but there's coolant in it, not in the line, but there's gonna be engine coolant and antifreeze squirting out from that little thingy there. Okay, so just watch out for that and be ready for it, so it's not squirting everywhere uncontrollably on your ABS electronics here. The brake lines are here also at the edge of this cam cover, so that's gonna be in the way. And if your clutch line, this is your clutch cable is in the way, I might just take it out, or I don't know, get rid of it so I can get to this valve. Okay, what else do we have here? There you can see the oil filter, which I changed previously. Here is something I connected. I believe this one is running down to my, yeah, that's going down there for my kickstand switch, and possibly my neutral indicator. Neutral position indicator is also linked to it. These are the cables for it. I'm caught on something there. There, that would be the neutral. Sorry, yeah, the neutral position, and that's the other one is for the kickstand switch. I just disconnected them because I spilled some antifreeze or engine coolant here, because I wasn't ready for this one. Alright, how do you get to these bolts when the throttle body is in the way? I'll show you. The first one, okay, this one is done from this side here. You're gonna have to go here under the frame where my hand is, there under the frame, here in this direction, exactly as my finger is pointing. Of course the flap is in the way, but you don't have to remove the corner of this plastic fairing there. Just right at the corner here. Pull down on this main wiring harness if you have to, but I think I just, I went over it. So just push it down or pull down or whatever, and I went this way there. So that's direction 1. Okay, for the second one, I just put this one on a short leash. I didn't need the universal drive for this one, and just on a short extension or no extension at all, just the ratchet handle on it alone, and I had enough room here to spin this one with the flap down in the original position. So that was the second one. This one and this one were accessed through that hole there underneath the frame. So this is a rubber flap here, and you can see some hole there. You come here to the corner of this fairing here, symmetrically with the other side. I just got rid of another connection there, and you extend the tool in this direction there with the universal joint on it, and you can reach that one, you can reach that one, and you can reach this last one, which I removed. It was in this position, so the bolt was facing that excess hole in that direction under the frame there. So it's fairly straightforward, and hey, you can see the valves in there. Maybe not. I can, but the camera doesn't catch it. Okay, and lastly, this one, the fuel connector. You have to slide this red. Okay, this is how it looks like when it's in place. So you have to lift off the corner of it, one corner that way, the other corner the other way, and then slide it in that direction there. That's how this one looks like. There, that's how you disconnect your gas tank. And I didn't disconnect the fuel pump because it's under the seat, and I have my bolts in the seat, and I didn't want to take them out. just yet. I also removed these things, which were for the wiring harness. Super simple. Once I find it, this one, this wiring harness where you have these white marks on it, that's where these were, and I just displaced them sideways, offset them sideways there, and then they come up, and then you can open them. Okay, I can't really do it with one hand, but you got the idea. Alright, so that's the discovery and the wrestling I was doing lately.